Hey guys, Christina Ricci. If you want more PARS, but you're struggling getting distance off the tee, let's examine popular culprits and give you some feels to help you correct those situations. You ready? Let's get to it. All right, so if you're a player that really struggles with moving laterally off the ball, all right, the first thing to focus on is your head. So really keep your head quiet and get your shoulder line to work around your spine. All right, so if you take your hands and put them on your shoulders and pull your shoulder back, move your pressure, pull your shoulder back. All right, that's going to help you stay in your side bend. Pull your shoulder back, move your pressure, pull your shoulder back, stand tall. Where players go off is they push. They push the shoulder over here, and then they push their shoulder over there, and you end up mishitting it. All right, so what that looks like with the club is we go here, and then we come here. We go over the top. So at the top, you're super flat, and then you go this way. All right, so that's a pushing. We actually want to pull with our shoulders. All right, the other way to do it is get this shoulder. I've used this in previous tips. Get this shoulder to go down, really down. All right, so I feel like I'm pressing into the ground right now and around. All right, that's just another way to do it. Lead shoulder goes down and around. All right, so you can see the shoulder line is down. All right, another way, popular culprit, reason why players miss-hit their shots, it's the takeaway. If your takeaway, you're rolling your forearms a little too early, it's going to get you flat. And if you're flat here at the top, you're most likely going to get steep here at the bottom, actually during the transition. So if you're too flat, you've maxed out your flatness, right? So you're not going to be able to shallow the club even more. So oftentimes, when you start down, the shaft goes this way. All right, so you're already out of position. The other super popular culprit is a really fast backswing that's off plane. All right, so a lot of players get off plane because their backswing is fast. If your backswing is fast, you lose control of it, and you end up coming way over here. You can see the club on the way on the other side. I had a camper recently, and it was awesome. It was too funny. So this is noon on your head. I said, Maria, get your hands to 10 o'clock. And she's like, oh, that's so hard. I'm like, yeah, because you get your hands at noon. She's like, no, I get my hands over here tomorrow. So she's like, my hands are way over here in tomorrow. And it was true. So we got her to get her hands at 10, and she was hitting it much better. Right? So it's really important to be aware of where your hands are in space. Do you know where they are? All right? Are they getting wild? Are you really back here? Because then most likely you're going to throw it because you're out of position. A lot of players can't shallow the club from that position. So my suggestion is shorten your backswing a lot. Have a pal say go. As you're taking the club back, go. All right, have a pal do that so that you never get here. When I say go, you start your downswing. Go. That was beautiful.
That was great.
Now look at this. All right, another popular culprit why players have power failure off the tee or miss-hit their shots is they're not using their pelvis correctly. All right, so on the downswing, they're just not firing the butt to get the pelvic tilt. All right, so we're going to check your pelvic tilt. Can you isolate your pelvis? All right, the pelvis, believe it or not, is really the driver of the golf swing. You really need to be able to control this puppy. All right, so go ahead and get into your golf posture. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to arch. So you're going to create an arch here. Tuck, arch, tuck, find neutral. All right, this is isolating the pelvis. All right, so we're taking these elephant ears and we're tilting it back and forward. All right, a lot of players struggle with this. They actually can't move it. And if they tuck, sometimes they have a little shake here. All right, so that means you just need more brain to butt connection. You got to send the clear message. It's not being clear, so it's a little shake and bake, we call that. So if you're tucking and there's a little shake, we got to bring more awareness here, so you got to do this a lot. And I suggest you do it in front of a mirror so you can really see, are you isolating it, or are you using your chest to do it? Because that's what I see, a lot of players using their body to try to move the pelvis instead of really isolating the pelvis. Now here's the secret with the tuck. And this is the tuck is where we come into the golf swing at impact. So the tuck is boom at impact. You see all great players have this tuck action. All right, so here it is with a club. All right, so they do their squat and then they tuck. All right, so they tuck that pelvis and that gives them tremendous power. And to do it, you just don't take your pelvis and tuck it. You actually squeeze the butt. All right, so you squeeze your butt. So squeeze your butt right now. Put your hands on your hips. Get into your golf posture. And I want you to squeeze your butt big time. Squeeze it. All right, and that should tuck your pelvis. Squeeze. And that should tuck your pelvis. Squeeze. All right, we don't want to just tuck our pelvis without any butt engagement because you're not doing it correctly. I want you to be able to squeeze. That's the tuck. And that's what you do at impact. You squeeze your butt. Both butt cheeks. Strong. And that's going to give you a lot of power. All right, now we want to move on the downswing, we're going to make sure that our pelvis moves away from the ball. During the backswing, we want to make sure that we get deep enough with our hip line. All right, we need to really sit into this back hip and then have our squat and then squeeze our butt. And that's the motion. All right, and it's going to give you a lot of power. All right, so let's put the pelvic tilt into action. All right, we're going to get deep with our hip line, get our hips moving away from the ball, and then squeeze as you come into impact, squeeze the butt. All right, so during the backswing, you're going to get your hip deep enough. Your hip line's going to move away from the ball. Squeeze the glutes as you come into impact to get that awesome power from your pelvis.